We got Cava today. And I really don't like going to Cava because the Cava by me is an absolute zoo. The Cava location I go to is in Paramus, New Jersey, and the other closest ones are like probably 30 to 45 minute drives for me. The closest one I think is in Secaucus, which for me is like a crazy drive. So this Cava, because it's the only one in the area, is always like, it's a zoo, man. The line every time I go is out the door, and I just don't like dealing with having to have 17 people behind me because I'd be trying to choose and be staring at the menu. So I picked my order out in the app and I tried to be as precise as possible. And we got 2 different bowls, one of which I've never had before, but it's a new item, so I wanted to try it. And then I got a side of these pita chips, which are like the best thing they have. I forgot to get dipping sauce because I just was in a rush. And then I got a pita, which is some old and something new ingredient. So that's what's on the agenda today. Cava has gotten really popular because of the strays that Chipotle has been catching. So a lot of people think Cava has better value. So let's see what it is today. I don't know which one is which because it's covered in all kinds of crazy ingredients. But drop a thumbs up, man, if you never had Cava. I do like it a lot. Okay, that's the braised lamb. I don't want to start with the braised lamb. The way I would describe it is like a Mediterranean Chipotle. So it's fast casual in a sense, just like that, when you walk through and you pick your ingredients in a bowl or a wrap or a pita. It's that kind of quick serve. So it's not Chipotle, but the way that it's served is similar. So anybody says Cava's not Chipotle, I agree. I'm saying it's the same style that you walk by, pick your meats, pick your grains, pick your toppings, and away you go. So this first bowl is their new, or they brought it back, I'm not really sure because I don't go to Cava that much, steak. And on this steak, with the grilled steak, you have fiery broccoli, pickled onions, fire roasted corn, pita crisps, hot harissa vinaigrette on top. There's harissa on this as well. And then it's with their saffron basmati rice. They also have lentils or like brown rice. I'm not doing brown rice, bro. Brown rice makes me weak. So I'm gonna try this nice little bowl right here. Make sure we get that steak, that big steak piece staring you right in the face. Hopefully it's not chewy. This was fresh because they had to wait for it. It's a little chewy. Fresh chewy steak is wild. It's wild. But I will say this. This steak is marinated with some sort of Mediterranean tasting spice. That is damn good. This one's a little overcooked. It doesn't mean yours will be. It just means the one that I got is, again, my Cava is super crowded. See, there's the harissa. That's in there as well. With the pita chips. So you gotta mix this up. See, what I like to do with mine is, I know people are probably wondering where's the dip for my spread for the pita chips, which I usually do get, but I always end up eating the pita chips. Hold on, I gotta get one more bite with everything mixed up nice. Give me that red onion too. There we go. Pickled onions. I love pickled onions. The corn, the broccoli, and the harissa add a little bit of heat. Even though the steak is a little chewy, it is still very good. If you go to Cava, make sure you get these pita chips. They're even better than just the pita bread because they cook these up. See how I don't know if they bake these or fry these. I'm pretty sure they fry them. They're probably not though because it's Cava. I can eat these by themselves. They put like salt and pepper on here. But what I usually do is I go in like this. And because it's a pita chip, it's not flimsy, it won't break apart in there. That combo with this, now we're talking somewhere. Just judging off of how this steak is, I wouldn't get it again though, because you run the risk of it being chewy, and this would be even better if I had some of their other stuff on it. But even with that, everything else in this bowl, for me, is a 9. But again, you pick your toppings on this, because I always do a build your own. So, I'll give this an 8. If I got the braised lamb, which is my favorite, would 100% be a 9. Like I said, Cava charges like $5 for drinks, even like the water. Now we ain't doing that. So we got food at home, Canada Dry. Pomegranate cherry. Yes, I bought this from the crib, bro. I'm not playing. Nah, hell nah. You ain't charge me no $5 for no drink. I don't care. just based off principles. Also, just for anybody knows, every build your own bowl comes out to about $15 depending. The cheapest one you can get is $11 if you get the chicken, but any other topping they charge extra for, so it comes out to about $15. So if you like chicken, $11 is pretty good. But this bowl is slightly different, as you can see. That rice base, the red pepper hummus braised lamb, the corn, the fiery broccoli, but I got tomato and onion on this, and the pickled onions always. And then there's Lebanon herb tahini on it again. But this is the braised lamb. And the braised lamb is by far, I'm just gonna get a piece of this before I start mixing this together. To me, their best protein. So there's the lamb. It's super juicy. They also have lamb meatballs, but this is where it's at for me. It's the best one. Get the lamb. Get the lamb. But that lemon herb tahini, tomato and onion, it's like a little like a slaw kind of thing. They also have a cabbage slaw, which I don't really get a lot. You got the red pepper hummus in here. There's the hummus right here. Gotta mix these up. It's very important. It's like a Chipotle bowl, bro. You gotta mix them to get all the flavors nice. So you have to do a little bit of prep work on this, but this is my favorite thing at Cava. And I'll show you the pita that I get as well. I think Cava's really good. So I was talking all that mess about how it doesn't break, and it just broke. But there it is, right there, look. Y'all know I'll be just people watching. I'm on a side road. The mall where Cava is super packed, so I just moved into the side road. That's why you be seeing all these kids on. I guess there's a little kid on a bike or something, but this dude is like staring at his bushes. I respect people who be like doing the landscaping and stuff, the lawn. It looks like it's his crib, but they be putting a lot of work into that stuff, man. I respect that because I understand a well manicured lawn for a dude or bushes and stuff. It's like, I don't know, I can't explain it. Like, if you know, you know. Let me go. One of these tomatoes. Right out. Nice. Can you see the tomato? There it is. He ain't moved in like 10 minutes though. I love a little bit of that acid from the tomato. It's almost like in a vinaigrette or a dressing, like a Mediterranean dressing of some sort. Get a little bit of that crunch from the pita crisp. Also got a pita chip sitting in here. The best part about these bowls for me, I don't have to give any food away today. This bowl is about 800 calories, and my other bowl I believe is like 760. So it's a little over 1,500 calories. I eat right now 2,400 calories a day. So I'm just gonna save these and then have like some protein with the rest of it, which means my day is a complete banger. The cookie too. But I'm keeping all my Cava food, which is good. The lamb to me is the juiciest, most flavorful of them all. So if you can get any of these, I highly suggest the lamb. One more time for you, man. Can I get another one? I get to eat all this today. I get to eat all this today. Listen, there is a reason that Cava is always packed. And it's one of those places I see people from all different types of demographics. You know how certain types of demographics tend to like one place more than the other? This Cava is like the most melting pot of any of the places that I go to when it comes to these fast casual. It is good. And I think it's slept on because they don't have enough locations. Also because they're in, a lot of times, more like upscale neighborhoods. And not necessarily just like even the suburbs and stuff. It's more like upper class type of areas. This one is the only one that I've seen. I think there's one in Edgewater and Secaucus. That's crazy. For this area, there's like 15 Chipotles. You know what I'm saying? But this bowl for me is my perfect Cava bowl, which on a chain restaurant scale, I'd give a 9.4 out of 10. I haven't quite found a perfect 10 from there yet, but I'm getting there with this mixing and matching. Just make sure you get these pita. Finally, we got our pita. Now, I really, really like their pitas and the ingredients that are in here. I prefer the bowls. I think for whatever reason, somebody asked me this the other day on stream. When I go to like burrito places, do I get a bowl or a burrito? When I was younger, I always got burritos. But now that I'm older, for whatever reason, I prefer bowls with chips and stuff like that. So the ingredients in here, I just wanted to showcase the fact that they do have pitas. So that's what's in here this time is their Harissa honey chicken, which is my second favorite of the proteins. The fiery broccoli, the roasted corn, pickled onions, I get in everything with the pita crisp. And then I got what's called their crazy feta. You know, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it because it's on the bottom, but they have a feta like yogurt blend that's, instead of using like pepino cucumber, they use like jalapeno, so it's spicy with like an onion base, and I like that from there. And then I got Greek vinaigrette drizzled on the top of that. That vinaigrette is good too. I love the spice. The level on this one, it's the spiciest one with that crazy feta and everything else in here. Their pita's not chewy, thank goodness. Sometimes I go there, their pita's chewy. Just keeping it a buck. This is good, man. I would have liked it in a bowl with some rice and a side pita a little bit more. But either way, you get the inside of that. You can tell I've kind of stuck to the certain same toppings because those are the ones that I like the most. I'm still working on it, but I like more than, for example, a Chipotle, which isn't a direct comparison, but they're in the same genre. Big chunk of feta in this too. Look at that. There's a lot more options. There's a lot more proteins. There's a lot more dips, yogurts, drizzles, toppings. I love to have the option of one day feeling like I want this or the next. And I know I keep comparing it to like the burrito chains like Chipotle. Again, the price point and how they do it. So my most relative thing is that because it's more popular. I feel like people who go to Chipotle are people who don't really like variations with their food. Most people I know who frequent there, they don't really switch up a lot. They have an order, that's their order, that's what they get. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm just kind of pointing out maybe why I like to be able to change stuff. I definitely have to add that crazy feta to my perfect. And probably the vinaigrette too. Probably the vinaigrette. All the other toppings stay. Hot Harissa honey chicken is, if you're in the mood for spicy, I would get this before the grilled chicken for sure. It's definitely my second favorite, but the braised lamb, a little bit more. I would do a half and half. I'll get the idea. This one for me, still, because it's most of my favorite toppings, I would give this a 9 out of 10 as well. Okay, stop eating. Y'all see me take that one more bite? It was about that time. This I only have half of, but I might just eat all 3 of these and call it a day for my calories for today. I believe this one is like, let me see. Yeah, it's 800 calories, so I'd be like right at where I'm supposed to be. They changed the packaging on this, but I remember this cookie the first time I ever had Cava. It's from a company called Whisked by Jenna. And I remember this because I posted this on my Instagram and Jenna found me. She was like, you want some cookies? I don't think that somehow it didn't work, but Jenna, if you watching, bro, hey, these is fire. So this is a salted chocolate oat. Now, it's made exclusively for Cava. You can see it on there. So it's always in there, at least the one I go to. And if I remember right, I think the company was in DC or somewhere around Maryland, somewhere in that. Let me look this up. This video I made on Cava was years ago. I think it was 2021 or 2022. I still remember that this is the main shop, or the location when I looked at the website is in Maryland, but their main thing is primarily in DC and they're now in Philadelphia. That's how good this cookie was. So again, salted chocolate oat, y'all can see the little specks of it. I want it salted if it's salted, but I remember that salt on here was like, you know what I'm saying? It had a little something extra. Oat cookies are for grown people. okay? And this chocolate works. I remember this now. It's coming back to me. My taste bud's about to go wild. This cookie is so good. This cookie's so good. I can't believe I remember this. You know, I am different if I remember a cookie from years ago. I've had a lot of food, but the chocolate. Where you at? So, the chocolate is not overly sweet. It's like a semi-sweet chocolate, right? So, it's not like over the top, and it balances so well. Tons of flaky sea salt on here, and some delicious oats. This is delicious. I can only imagine if Jenna made this, and I got these fresh out the oven, I'd be 462 pounds. Because for a packaged cookie that's been sitting for I don't know how long, to taste this on point is wild. Is wild. I'm smacking the salt, the little salt flakes. It just gives you a little something. That's a grown man cookie right there, bro. Hey, Jenna, man. Jenna, man. I remember this now. I saw it coming back to me. You got to find a way. You got to get some cookies. Got to make this happen because your cookies are elite. This is a 9.5 out of 10 cookie for me. If I get this fresh, like out the oven, I swear to you, it's probably a 10. For a packaged cookie, it's delicious, man. I have no word. Just, yes. The cookie's like $4 at Cava, and I'm not even mad. I'm so serious. So Cava, for me, I think doesn't get enough credit. Like I said, the biggest reason I think is that there's just not as much locations. Chipotle, and no disrespect to any person who is a Chipotle burrito specifically fan. It is by far the most popular burrito chain, which is why I keep bringing it up. That's the #1 spot in this fast casual type of genre. That's why I keep directly comparing to Chipotle, because you can go past Qdoba and Moe's and all that stuff. Chipotle's numero uno. In my opinion, Chipotle, please don't get mad when I know how people defend this place. I'm calling it what it is. To me, Chipotle is the crumble cookie of this industry. Similar to Crumble, they have developed a cult of personality where people go there every day and that's what they eat. That's their order. That's what they get. And Crumble is the exact same thing. I didn't tell you this because I did Crumble. I posted it on my shorts. Crumble has expanded to the point that I had to drive 45 minutes because there were no locations. In the last week and a half, I have seen 3 coming soon locations in my area. And it's just spreading like wildfire, mainly because of the culture. Influencers definitely on TikTok helped it, and it grew to the point that they have a ton of loyal customers that won't eat anywhere else. Chipotle has the exact same thing where there are people, I know so many people over the years that they eat Chipotle multiple times a week, and if you talk bad about Chipotle, they get mad at you. That's the cult of personality that Chipotle has developed. And I'm not saying that in a negative way. People are loyal, and that's what they do. And anytime I do a Chipotle video and I say that I don't like it as much as most people, there are always so many people in the comments that are like, you don't get the right thing, you don't do that. And I understand that. But it's polarizing because people, usually, they think it's not good or good. Crumble, same thing. And there's so many locations that you're never that far away from a Chipotle. It's reliable. It's almost like a McDonald's in that sense, but obviously not to that degree. But you understand what I'm saying? I just don't think Cava has gotten the word of mouth out there. Marketing isn't as good, but for what you get, I do think there's just way more options. And I personally prefer Cava way before Chipotle. I would say I like it better than any of those burrito chains recently. I love Qdoba, and it's probably the only other one, and that's because of the options. But what they have over that is the flavor is better. And that's big for me. So that's my only guess. If anybody doesn't have Cava or has never been to Cava or you have any thoughts on it, please let me know. But for me, it's underrated. Cava is an underrated chain. There's probably just not enough of them. But that's going to be the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, man. 95-degree heat waves out here, and we're still doing our thing. So I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. I'll be back tomorrow. More content, man. The hand signs, they made it to YouTube.